Hey warriors, maybe you are sitting alone right now. Maybe it's late at night. Maybe on your commute, and suddenly a thought hits you. Something is missing, something I can't quite put my finger on. You look at your life and everything seems fine on paper. You've done what was expected. You've followed the rules. You've achieved some milestones. But deep down, there's a hollow feeling that's been growing quietly, almost imperceptibly, and you've been too busy, too distracted, or too afraid to admit it. We all do this. We bury hard truths under work schedules, family responsibilities, social obligations, and endless tasks. That small voice inside asking, "Is this really all there is?" We ignore it. We convince ourselves that everyone feels this emptiness, that it's normal, part of being an adult, part of life, and then we keep promising ourselves we'll deal with it later. After this project ends, after the kids grow up, after we earn more, after things settle down. But later never comes. The projects end, the kids grow, the money comes and goes, life moves on, and the years pass, your real years, quietly slipping away. The philosopher Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living," and he was right. But examining your life is terrifying. It means facing the truths you've been avoiding. It means acknowledging the illusions you've been clinging to. It might even mean changing things that feel comfortable but slowly erode your spirit. Most people never do this. They stay quiet, stay comfortable, stay small, and then decades pass. They wake up one morning at 50, 60, or 70, and the weight of regret hits them like a freight train. All those years lived on autopilot, all those dreams abandoned, all those truths left unspoken. But you don't have to be like most people. You're here right now. That alone means something inside you is ready. Ready to stop pretending. Ready to stop settling. Ready to ask the questions you've been avoiding. These 9 questions I'm about to share with you aren't easy. They won't just make you feel good. Some will sting. Some might make you defensive. Some might even make you want to turn away because they hit too close to home. And that is exactly why you need to hear them. These questions are more than words, they are mirrors. And the reflection you see will tell you everything about where you are and where you need to go. Your life today is the result of questions you've asked or avoided asking. And the life you live 5 years from now will depend entirely on the courage you show today. Before we dive in, hit the like button, share this with someone who's been playing it safe for too long, and subscribe to the channel so the next powerful video reaches you the moment it drops. If you're ready to stop running from the truth, declare it in the comments. I refuse to live the same day twice. Number 1. Am I living for myself or for everyone else's approval? Ask yourself honestly, am I living today for myself or for everyone else? Look back at the decisions you made this week, the job you dragged yourself to, the tasks you said yes to even though every part of you wanted to say no, the face you showed to the world, the version of yourself you polished for others, the dreams you kept hidden because someone might laugh or think them silly. Now think, how many of those choices were truly yours? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Pause and reflect. We claim to value ourselves, yet we build entire routines around what others might think. We stay in careers that drain us because leaving feels like admitting failure. We maintain relationships that leave us empty because ending them might spark gossip. We silence our opinions, hide our passions, suppress the real us because authenticity carries the risk of judgment. That tension you feel in your chest isn't just about Monday morning. It's about another week of pretending to be someone you are not. Every time you hold back your words, every time you fake excitement for things that bore you, every time you shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you, you are choosing approval over truth. Here's the hard reality. Seeking approval is exhausting, and it never ends. You please your parents, your partner, your boss, your friends, society, endlessly chasing validation that only exists outside you. And when you finally earn that recognition, it doesn't feel fulfilling. It's not your life they are celebrating. It's the mask you wear, the version of you designed to make others comfortable. Living for approval means you never truly meet yourself. You spend decades performing, conforming, adjusting. You become skilled at reading rooms, saying the right things, being the person everyone expects. Meanwhile, the authentic you gets buried so deep, it feels impossible to find. The price isn't just your identity, it's your energy, your peace, your joy. Living for approval demands constant monitoring, self-editing, second-guessing. It forces choices based on fear, not desire. Saying yes when your soul screams no. So ask yourself now, whose approval am I living for? Is it worth the cost of never knowing myself? Is it worth spending this one precious life trying to be what everyone else wants, instead of uncovering who I really am? Today decide, will you continue performing, or will you start living for yourself? Drop this affirmation in the comments and own it. I live for my own purpose. Let it guide every choice, every action, every thought today. Free yourself from the chains of others' expectations and step into the life you were meant to live. Number 2. What truth am I refusing to see? Ask yourself this every morning. What truth am I refusing to face today? There is something you already sense, quietly resting in the corners of your mind, waiting for recognition. You feel it in those silent moments when distractions fade. You sense it in your gut when you make choices that don't sit right. You hear it in that persistent inner voice you keep trying to ignore. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, but the suffering deepens when we refuse to confront reality at all." We invent elaborate stories to avoid the simplest truths. We stay busy so we don't have to think. We numb ourselves so we don't have to feel. Maybe the truth is in your relationships. Maybe the connection ended months ago, even years ago, yet you keep going through motions, pretending everything is fine. You're no longer partners, just cohabitants sharing space without sharing life. Admitting this means hard conversations, uncertain outcomes, and pain you're not ready to feel. Perhaps the truth lies in your health. You know the habits you cling to are eroding you slowly, yet you postpone change for tomorrow. The warning signs are there, but facing them means taking responsibility for your choices. Maybe it's your work. You're not merely exhausted or in a temporary rough patch. The job is gradually draining something vital inside you. You stay because it is familiar, not because it nourishes your purpose. Every Sunday night, that unease in your stomach is your body signaling the truth you refuse to hear. Or perhaps the truth is about who you become versus who you hope to be. The potential wasted, the excuses repeated, the promises to yourself broken silently each day. Avoiding the truth doesn't erase it. It grows heavier, manifests in restless nights, unexplained anxiety, and repeated patterns of failure. Your body feels it. Your heart knows it. Only your mind pretends not to see. The reality is stark. Confronting truth might sting, but living with lies drains you endlessly. It may be uncomfortable, yet it is real. It may demand change, yet it moves you forward rather than leaving you stuck in denial. You do not need a solution right now. You only need honesty. Stop pretending. Stop lying. Stop rationalizing. Look at it. Name it. Accept it. Ask yourself, what truth am I refusing to see? This is the moment to step into courage, to stop hiding from your own reality. To prove your bravery, type in the comments, "I face the truth." Let that declaration anchor your day, guide your choices, and ignite the process of genuine transformation. Facing reality is the first act of freedom, and today is the day to claim it fully. Number 3. Am I living in the past or building my future? Every morning ask yourself, am I letting yesterday define today, or am I shaping what comes next? Each choice you make, the way you spend your hours, the decisions you take, the risks you avoid, the conversations you enter, builds your future or reinforces your past. Yet most people move through life without noticing this. They carry old wounds, unhealed regrets, and past failures like invisible chains. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters." Yet so many live in response to history instead of the present. Are you avoiding opportunities because of a past mistake? Are you hesitant to trust because someone betrayed you long ago? Are you shrinking your ambitions because failure once left a scar? These reactions feel natural, even responsible, but they are often just echoes of old pain masquerading as wisdom. The irony is that the past is no longer present, but it silently dictates the choices you make today. Every time you let fear from history drive your decisions, you surrender your freedom and limit your potential. Your career, your relationships, your personal growth, all are shaped not by what is, but by what was. That heartbreak, that lost chance, that public failure, they are gone. They cannot touch you now unless you allow them to. Yet if you continue to live in that memory, you are imprisoned by it. Here's the brutal truth. Your future is being written by your present actions, not by old pain. Each moment spent ruminating on past mistakes is a moment stolen from building something new. Each opportunity rejected because of what happened before is a chance lost to create a different reality. You have the power to act, to pivot, to respond with clarity and courage instead of fear. Ask yourself, will I stay trapped in memory or will I step boldly into possibility? The past is a teacher, not a jailer. Its lessons can guide you, but they should never dictate your every move. Today is yours. Your choices, your mindset, and your actions write the first lines of tomorrow. Refuse to let old pain shape your future. Embrace the present, learn from history, and act intentionally. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I learn from the past but live for the future. Let it remind you that every step forward is a victory over yesterday and a commitment to the life you truly want to build. Number 4. Who am I becoming right now? Take a moment this morning to ask yourself, who am I shaping with the choices I make today? Every action, every decision, every thought is quietly molding the person you are becoming. Not the person you were yesterday, not the person you hope to be someday, but the real, tangible version emerging right now through your habits, your reactions, and your priorities. Mary Oliver asked, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" And it is a question that pierces through distraction and routine. Reflect honestly on the past week. How did you spend your hours? What did you commit to? What did you avoid? Every yes and every no adds to the architecture of your character. Choosing comfort over challenge strengthens avoidance. Choosing impatience over understanding strengthens conflict. Choosing mindless scrolling over deliberate creation strengthens distraction. These small, repeated choices accumulate, shaping a version of yourself that you might not even recognize in 5 years. Autopilot is dangerous because it steals the chance to become intentional. Most people react instead of respond, follow patterns instead of consciously selecting actions, and live by default rather than design. And then one morning they awaken to a life that feels alien. They wonder how they became cynical, exhausted, or disconnected. They ask when their dreams shrank, when effort was replaced by excuses, when integrity was exchanged for convenience. Yet it was never a single moment. It was 1,000 small decisions, quietly stacking into the person they are now. Becoming is constant. You cannot pause growth, only direct it. Every day you either advance towards strength, patience, generosity, and openness, or regress into weakness, reactivity, selfishness, and closure. You are always moving. Stagnation is an illusion. Observe your routines, your responses, your patterns. They are the blueprint of who you are today and who you will be tomorrow. If you do not like the direction, the power to redirect is in your hands in this very moment with your next conscious choice. Ask yourself, am I moving toward my best self or away from it? Drop this affirmation in the comments to commit to deliberate growth. I am becoming my best self with every choice I make. Let it remind you that character is built in moments, not milestones, and that awareness is the first step toward mastery. Number 5. Am I actually living, or am I merely moving through the routine? There's a world of difference between simply existing and truly being alive. You can wake up, go to work, scroll your phone, Eat, sleep, and repeat the same cycle endlessly and still feel an emptiness gnawing at you. You might be surviving, checking off tasks, following expectations, but deep down, something essential is missing. Real living is felt in moments of awareness, in heartbeats that remind you you're here, in decisions that make your palms sweat with excitement or fear. It's learning, creating, connecting, and pushing yourself beyond comfort. It's noticing the light in the morning, the texture of your coffee, the expression on a loved one's face. You can exist without these things, but you won't feel alive. Henry David Thoreau once observed, "Most men lead lives of quiet desperation." That quiet desperation hasn't faded. It's simply hidden behind screens, deadlines, and endless routines. Ask yourself, when was the last time you did something because it excited you, not because it was expected? When did you last challenge yourself, learn something that fascinated you, or speak openly about what you truly think and feel? When did you last create something for the pure joy of it, without worrying about judgment or outcome? If these moments are distant memories, you're not living, you're just existing. The danger is subtle. Life's obligations pile up. We convince ourselves we'll truly live once the project is finished, once the promotion comes, once the house is perfect, once retirement arrives. But those days never arrive exactly as we imagine. Today is happening whether you notice it or not. Every minute spent on autopilot is gone forever. Living requires conscious choices. It requires saying no to what drains you and yes to what fuels you. It requires presence, courage, and willingness to step into the unknown. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need more time or resources. You only need the decision to treat this life as precious, right here, right now. Ask yourself honestly, am I living fully or am I simply going through the motions? I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose to live fully today. Number 6. What am I tolerating that's quietly draining my life? Think about the habits, situations, and people you allow into your world without resistance. These aren't always dramatic. Often they are small, persistent things that nibble away at your energy, your focus, and your peace. It could be a job that demands too much, but gives too little in return. It could be relationships that leave you feeling empty, unheard, or unseen. It could be your own thoughts, the constant self-criticism, the replaying of mistakes, the negative voice that stops you before you even start. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone does wrong, it is because of their own weakness. Let them be." But weakness tolerated by you in your life, patterns, environments, and behaviors you accept, can silently crush your spirit. Ask yourself, are there commitments you've kept out of obligation, not choice? Are there conversations you avoid because confrontation feels uncomfortable even though the silence hurts you more than anyone else? Are you consuming media, scrolling endlessly, or engaging in distractions that numb you just to survive the day? These tolerations accumulate. Like small leaks in a dam, they may seem insignificant individually, but over time, they weaken your foundations. The cost is subtle at first, a little frustration, a little fatigue, but soon it becomes exhaustion, resentment, and a diminished sense of self. You owe it to yourself to identify them. You must recognize the slow erosion before it becomes irreversible. Tolerance is not virtue when it harms you. It's time to set boundaries. It's time to protect your energy. It's time to honor your own life with the respect it deserves. Stop letting fear, guilt, or inertia decide what you endure. Start today by asking yourself, which areas of my life drain me unnecessarily? Which habits, commitments, or people need adjustment or removal? Only when you name them can you take action. Only when you act can you reclaim your strength, clarity, and joy. Don't wait for exhaustion to force the change. Take the reins now. Number 7. What story am I leaving behind with my everyday actions? Most of us think of legacy as something far away, something that only matters at the end of our lives, measured by achievements or memorials. But the truth is, Your legacy is being shaped this very moment, quietly and invisibly, with every choice, every word, every action. Every interaction leaves a mark, whether you notice it or not. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." This reminds us that the impressions we leave aren't reserved for monumental moments. They live in the small, ordinary decisions we make daily. Think about the people you encountered yesterday. Did your presence lift them, inspire them, or simply go unnoticed? Did you speak with integrity, act with honesty, and contribute rather than criticize? Did you move closer to being the kind of person who makes life better for those around you? Or did you retreat into convenience and comfort? Legacy isn't built in grand gestures. It's in the tiny, consistent choices that add up over time. It's how you treat someone who can't repay you. It's the patience you show when things go wrong. It's the reliability, the thoughtfulness, the courage you display when no one is watching. Every day, your actions are teaching others what matters. Your children notice how you handle stress. Your colleagues observe whether your words match your actions. Your friends feel whether you show up when it's inconvenient. And here's the reality most people ignore. If you're not consciously building the legacy you want, you're still creating one. Your absence, your indifference, your silence, they all leave traces. The question isn't whether you're leaving a legacy. It's what kind of legacy it is. Look at how you spend your hours, how you respond to challenges, and how you treat the people around you. These are the bricks of your story, the foundation of the life people will remember. And if you don't like what you see, you have the power to change it starting today. Take responsibility for each action. Make each choice count. Comment now, "My actions create my legacy." Begin shaping the life story you want to be remembered by, one conscious step at a time. Number 8. What am I putting off that I will regret later? Take a moment and think honestly about your life. There are things you've wanted to do, people you've wanted to reach out to, risks you've wanted to take, but somehow you found reasons to wait. Maybe you told yourself the timing wasn't right. Maybe you feared failure. Maybe you convinced yourself it could always be done later. But the truth is, later isn't guaranteed. Life moves forward whether you're ready or not. Seneca warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And it's so easy to waste it without even noticing. How many opportunities have you passed up because of fear? How many moments of connection have you missed because you were too busy, too tired, too distracted? How many experiences have you avoided because they felt uncomfortable? Those are the things that accumulate silently, quietly shaping a life you might one day regret. Regret doesn't come from what went wrong. It comes from what never happened, what you avoided, what you never tried. Think about the conversations you haven't had, the risks you haven't taken, the adventures you postponed, the words of love or truth you didn't speak. Every not yet or maybe someday is a small weight on your soul. And one day you might wake up and realize that the chance to do those things is gone forever. The fear that held you back, the doubts that paralyzed you, the comfort that kept you in place, they all vanish in the end, but the regret remains. So ask yourself now, what would I regret not doing if today were the last day I had to take action? What could I start now that would make my life richer, fuller, and more meaningful? The answer doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be reaching out to someone you miss, starting a project you care about, or simply saying the words that have been stuck in your throat for too long. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Make the choice to act today. Decide that regret will not define your story. Comment below, "I will act before it's too late." Let today be the start of doing what matters most. Number 9. If today were truly my last day, would I be proud of how I lived it? This isn't meant to frighten you, And it isn't meant to be morbid. It's meant to shake you awake. Deep down, we all know life is finite. We all know the clock is ticking, and that one day, our time here will end. Yet, we live as if we have endless tomorrows. We delay the things that matter. We postpone our dreams, our courage, our truth. We wait for the perfect moment, for the right circumstances, for the perfect version of ourselves to finally appear. And while we wait, life continues, quietly, invisibly, relentlessly. One day we look up and realize decades have passed, and we've been spectators to our own lives instead of participants. Think for a moment. Did you tell the people you care about that you love them today? Did you act on your ideas, your passions, your ambitions? Or did you put them off for some vague later? Did you speak your truth even when it was uncomfortable, even when it scared you? Did you chase experiences that made your heart race? Or did you stay safe, small, and hidden, avoiding risk and vulnerability? Seneca warned us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Every fear we feed, every excuse we make, every day we spend on autopilot is time we can never reclaim. Now imagine this is your last day, not in some distant future, but right now. Would you feel complete? Would you feel proud of how you spent every moment, of the person you were to yourself and to those around you? Or would regret flood in because you avoided risks, stayed silent, let your dreams fade, and failed to live intentionally? Most people live with the illusion that tomorrow will always be there to fix mistakes, to speak, to love, to create, to act. But tomorrow is never guaranteed, and waiting for it is the slowest, most certain way to waste the life you actually have. This question isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about intentionality. It's about courage. It's about living in a way that if this were your final day, you could look back without drowning in regret. You don't need more time, more resources, or the perfect conditions. You only need to act with honesty, bravery, and purpose today, right now. Speak, create, love, forgive, risk. Make your choices count. Every action, every word, every moment matters. So, warriors, if this message moves something inside you, comment, "I answer the call," and commit to living fully. Stop waiting for permission, for clarity, or for perfect timing. Your life is happening now. Choose courage over comfort. Choose presence over distraction. Choose action over postponement. Every second you live intentionally builds a life you can look back on with pride. The day is here. The time is now. Make it count. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I release what no longer serves me.